Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. How you doing? I hope you guys are having a great week so far. So today's video is kind of crazy because we're talking about something that is out of the norm, but it's becoming very popular, and quite frankly, I'm pretty proud of the women that are actually doing this. I'm very, very, very proud. The topic is women giving up full custody. People have normalized women struggling and saying that, oh my God, you're a strong woman for struggling and just not even being able to feed yourself, but feeding that said child. They have normalized and even weaponized, motherhood. They tell you, oh, because you have a child, you're supposed to sacrifice everything. In this generation, and even the older generation, they're saying, fuck that. I love it. Because you're with a man and he's giving you a hard time. You guys are not together anymore. He's giving you a hard time because he knows you love your child so much that even if he asks for full custody, you're gonna fight him. He wants that energy out of you. He wants to drain you of your energy. And most women are saying, or not most actually, it should be most, but it's not. A few women are standing up and saying, I'm not letting this happen to me. I'm going to give you full custody. Ask for full custody and see if I'm not going to give it to you. This is reminding me of back then of this man who was crying because his baby mama went on vacation and left him with the kids. He has a partner that most likely is taking care of the kids for him, right? Or helping him take care of the kids. While she's a single mom that finally went on vacation for the first time during that year. If I find the video, I'm gonna go ahead and post it. Men like this, they don't care about the full custody for real. They never cared about the kids. It was always about having a hold on you. It was always about control. It was always about hindering your ability to move forward, hindering your ability to do better for yourself. They don't when they see you going to school, they see you doing good with your life and you have the kids, they're not happy. So they're trying to find ways to be able to make your life more difficult, right? So they'll tell you, oh, you know what? I don't want to pay child support anymore. I want full custody. Cool, here, have it. They're shocked. Now all of a sudden they want to work something out. So I am just so happy that women are opening their eyes, baby. They are opening their eyes, and I am so happy because we deserve better. We do. And this video, the next two videos, is this woman who actually ended up giving full custody. I want you to please, please, please hear her out, hear her story, and try to understand. Listen, I understand, especially for a mom, it might be difficult for you to not judge her. I get that. I understand. But just try to listen, especially to the second video as well, because she really like goes into detail in explaining her situation. And when you are fed up, when you are tired, you don't want to go back. You know what I mean? So, and I want you to again remember, men are banking on you loving your kids so much. They complain that, oh, when she's pregnant, after she has that baby, she only cares about the child. She focuses on the child. I'm neglected. And then they weaponize the child, saying that they want full custody. How is it that you're saying, I take care of my child so much that you're being neglected, and then you go and ask for full custody? Why are you asking for full custody? You can't say it's because I don't take care of my child. So you're only asking for full custody because you are a hating, bitter. That's why. So let's go ahead and move into the next video. If not, I will sit here and rant. Okay, I will sit here and talk my ass off. So let's go ahead and get started.
This is going to sound crazy, but I don't want my children back. It's not because I don't love them. I love them so much. I love them wholeheartedly. I love them beyond comprehension. But I don't want my children back. And I feel like I had to come over here because you guys are so sweet. And my DMs and my comments giving me reassurance that, oh, they're going to come back. They're going to, everything's going to work out and stuff like that. And I believe you. Like everything is going to work out. However, I'm not. I don't want them. I don't want them children back, and it's not because I don't want to take care of them or anything like that. I love taking care of them. I love raising them, but I don't want them back for another set of reasons. One, I don't have a support system. I have been raising these children with no support system. And when I say no support system, I'm not even joking. I don't have an emergency contact. When I take them to the doctor, I don't have an emergency contact. I don't have friends. I don't have family. I don't have, like, I take care of everything by myself. I don't have that. Okay? So that's one. Imagine me, one person, taking care of 3 children by myself with no support system, not even for an emergency contact. That's one. Second, I was manipulated into having my children. I was 9 months pregnant on my 21st birthday, and their dad was 33. Granted, I knew he was 32. I knew he was 12 years older than me when I met him. Or at least, like, in getting to know him, I knew he was 12 years older than me. But at 19 years old, I did not have the mental capacity and understanding to assess and realize that I was being manipulated into having children prior than I wanted to. So it was never my plan to have children at the age of 21. My plan was to finish college and go to law school. And by the time I got my bachelor's degree, my son was 6 months old, and I found myself like putting off law school because I didn't want anybody else to raise him. I was manipulated into having those children. Third, which kind of goes with the second one, is one of the ways that this man manipulated me into having these children was using the whole line that, oh my gosh, she's the only person with his last name, and if he dies, the last name's going to go with him. I don't know why that was enough. But then again, I was extremely naive at the time. I was coming from so much abuse, so much trauma. I didn't know up from down, sky to ground, like whatever. So he was able to use that. And with that being said, I feel like if you want to continue your legacy, if you want to prolong your legacy, then take care of the children. Because over the last however long, this man have not contributed an increment of energy towards the well-being of the boys. Like, no financial support, no physical support, no nothing. But he wanted those children to be able to prolong his legacy. Why would I continue the legacy of a deadbeat? The only not like, I don't even want to deal with this man, because right now he is on my phone. He's playing on my phone. I don't even know why he's playing on my phone, because like, you have the children. You wanted the children. I took them to you. You have their birth certificate. You have their social. You have them physically. There is no reason why you should be playing on my phone, but you're playing on my phone. Because at the end of the day, it was never about you having the children. It was about you having access to me. It was about you being able to get in contact with me. And I don't have time for that. Because this man is abusive. He's not physically abusive because I beat his ass. I fight back. But he realized early on in the relationship that I had been through a lot, but I wasn't one of those people that went through a lot of stuff and became cold. I went through a lot of stuff and then grew in empathy. So because of that, my ability to empathize have been used as a weapon against me since the time that I met this man. Because one of the ways that he used it in the beginning was to use his mother's death as a way to connect. So I went as far as to even ask, like, because when I say I don't want to deal with this man anymore, like, I've been trying to erase any type of connection that we may have. Of course, I can't erase his children, but anything else I've been trying to erase. I set boundaries. I block him. He find ways to get on my stuff. I, at some point, thought about signing my rights over just so I never had to communicate with this man ever again. And I told the judge that. Because I am not going to change who I am for anybody. I am not going to harden my heart because someone like this want to try to weaponize my empathy, or want to try to weaponize the fact that I have compassion. So I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to harden. So I will just remove your access. So yeah, no, I don't want them children back. Like, I love my children. They will never need for anything. But the only way that I will go back to raising my children, and in a way that makes sense to me, is if one, I never have to interact with this man again. Two, I changed the children's last name. As much as I love my children, here's the reason why I'm not fighting any of this. First, I play chess, and game recognized game. I am very well aware that the reason why custody is being taken from me and all of this is happening is because of retaliation for the fact that I could not get trapped with children. Second, I never wanted to put my children through the court system, because if that's what I wanted, I would have filed for child support. But because I never wanted my children to be in that type of system, I never wanted anybody to be in my children's business, I decided to put on my big girl panties on and take care of my business. However, all of this is happening because I love my children. This is what I mean when I say my love is being weaponized. Because at the end of the day, if you knew that it would not hurt me to take the children, you would not want them. The only reason why you want them is because you want to see me hurt.
And into this lady's story about her losing custody of her kids and her saying she doesn't want to raise them, like doesn't want custody back. And I tried to listen to her story without a judgmental lens, and it was hard for me. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, like I'm human. And understood, her saying that she's manipulated by this man, and basically he was using the children as a way to attack her, which a lot of men do. It just is what it is. It's the truth. And I think she has 3 kids. I want to say it's 3 boys. She said the boys. So, but I was listening to it, and I did empathize with her. I understand, like, that must be a really hard, terrible decision to have to come to terms with, to say, I don't want to raise my children anymore. He wanted the kids. That's what he gets. Like, he can raise them. Like, I love my kids, but he can have them. And even though I empathized with it, and I was like, okay, Alexis, like, are you projecting? Because I did feel for the kids, if this is real, right? Because we don't know what is real, what's fake. We don't know. And I was like, if this is real, I do feel for the kids, especially being a kid that was in a similar situation, not entirely like that, but something similar where, I didn't really grow up with my immediate parents. And to think about, like, how much trauma I have to deal with because of that. And then to see her say this video, it was triggering. And I do feel like there's a lot of women having that same sentiment. Like, they're done with the kids. Like, you could raise them. I'm going to do my own thing. And I think social media has rallied behind that. And in some sentiments, I do understand that. Like, I do get that. Like I'm doing everything I can for these kids. You're a parent too. You need to cut me some slack and do what you need to do. And even though I can't say what was best for her, like she said, she was abused verbally and emotionally by this man. So if this is what's best for her, that's what's best for her. But I always wonder about the kids in this type of situation, because unfortunately they're used as pawns. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure if he was terrible, she probably wouldn't leave them with him. But I can just imagine if they felt like their mom was removed from them or gave them up, even though that may not be what the case is. That's what, as a kid, that's all they see. And how sometimes, especially because she has boys, and how sometimes it's sad, but they put a higher, larger standard onto women, and how they may grow up and probably have mommy issues and put that onto the next woman. But also how that man gets to spin this narrative to their kids about how their mom just said, fuck it, I don't want to be a parent anymore. And that's a part of from my childhood, and seeing and hearing those type of stories about how hard motherhood is and co-parenting with a person and just the trials. It really does scare me. Now, again, I know this is social media, so at the end of the day, like, people have to live their life in the real world, and that her story doesn't mean that everybody has a story like that. But for me, it's just something that I do keep in the back of my mind, because I don't foresee myself saying something like that. Like, I lost custody of my kids and I don't give a damn. Like, and she didn't say it like that, but just like that sentiment. Maybe I would just fall victim to it, because I would have to fight tooth and nail to get my kids back. I don't know. So, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not a mom yet, because I don't know. But I saw her story and I was just like, damn, I felt sorry for her. But I just feel like, damn, like, how those kids must feel. Like, I don't know. And if they ever will see something like this, like how would they feel, you know? Would they blame themselves? Like, damn, like I was born out of this or whatever. And that was just a lot. That was like,
post a couple days ago that's going viral because I told women to give men full custody and they should stop asking for child support. And I thought like a whole bunch of men would be like, yeah, in agreement, because like all I hear Pearl Davis say is that women are greedy and they're money hungry bitches who want to suck men dry. Y'all, why was they cussing me out? All the men in the comments was cussing me out, saying I'm punishing the baby, we're selfish, I'm evil. Like, they was cussing me out in the comments. Why? Why am I the motherfucker? Because wait, I thought you guys said single mothers was trash. Was sorry ass bitches, whores, hungry whores. Because I'm a S worker and you know I know the game. A lot of times men are mad at S workers because we're finally speaking. Because we know the game. We hear the truth. And now we're regurgitating it to women. They don't want full custody. They like their lives. They like their lives. They just like making you feel like you're doing something wrong because it makes them feel like they have some control. They really don't want their children. Those kids that you guys all had, they don't really want them. They don't even love those kids. I'm telling you guys right now, more women should give full custody to men. If more women gave full custody to men, I bet you all these fucking rules, all these fucking regulations, it would change. It would change. If more women gave full custody to their husbands, their boyfriends, their baby dad, whatever, the world would change very fucking quickly. Especially black men. Especially black men. Give them full custody.
I just gave up custody to my daughter. I was just in a court meeting and I told the judge, can you please just give this man whatever he's asking for? The man being my daughter's dad. Like legally, I gave up custody, but effectively speaking, she's 9 years old, and ever since she was like 2 years old, he effectively had like all the decision-making power. And regardless of the fact what the court was really saying we should do, which was share custody 50-50, he was like disregarding my existence and making my life a misery and trying to discourage me in my attempts to be a mother to my daughter and to take care of her or do anything for her, right? Like, he didn't have legal right, but he was the one who was making all the decisions about what school she's gonna go to, what kind of food she's gonna eat, what extracurricular activities she's gonna have, if she's gonna go to church or not, what doctor she's gonna see. Any attempt to do any of those things as well was met with a lot of verbal and emotional abuse. So much that I've never experienced anything like that in my life by anybody. Like, I'm free to say that I've not even seen it in movies, for someone to be that cruel and that hurtful. So the reason why I'm having this kind of tone in my voice and this kind of facial expression is because I've been fighting with this man for like 9 years. 9 years of constant threats. I'm gonna take you to court. I'm gonna take you to court. You're a bad mom. I'm gonna take away your custody. Like, literally every single move that I make, you're a bad mom. Oh, you're breathing wrong, you're a bad mom. Like, if you're a mother, you know that like somebody talking about the mother that you are is probably the most hurtful thing anybody can do to you. I didn't care about what the motherfucker is saying. I just wanted to be the mother to my daughter and give her whatever she needed to receive from me. And the more that I tried to do that, the more I was facing abuse by him. Mind you, all this is happening to me while I'm in a foreign country where I am not like allowed to legally stay because I went there with him and he was supposed to help me get my papers. That was a plan. But as soon as my daughter was born, he changed his mind and all of a sudden I was not like good for nothing. Left me in the cold, never wanted to help me with anything. So I'm struggling just being a single mother in a foreign country without a job, without a driver's license, without any friends or family there with me, just by myself, trying to do this whole single mom thing. And then the one person that they're supposed to at least like let me do it, or at least like appreciate my efforts, is the person that is actually making my life an absolute misery. He was not giving up. He was absolutely not gonna give up. Like, he focused so hard on like building a case against me, and he was like threatening me and surveilling me and putting pressure on me for so long, for 9 years, that at the end he managed to do it. Like, he managed to build a case. Mind you, American court system, and probably any other court system, just like looks at evidence, right? So meanwhile, I was busy raising my daughter, he was busy building a case against me. I was alone and illegal there, and he had his mom and his sister and a bunch of his family there to support him. So he could afford the time and the money to, you know, deal with the legal matters or whatever. So I fought and I fought and I persevered, and I tried this and I tried that and I tried that. And the more that I tried, the more I was getting hurt all the time. In the meantime, he also taught my daughter that I am that mom that he claims that I am. First of all, that I don't love her. Secondly, that everything that I do for her is bad for her. But what she knows more than anything is that if she has a relationship with me, she is going to be in trouble. It doesn't pay off to her to have this relationship with me, right? Because look at all the trouble that she goes through just by having a relationship with her mom. So she started treating me exactly like her dad treats me, which I don't hold against her because she's a child, but it is a reality of life. Like, I was making all this sacrifice and all this effort to see her sometimes whenever he allows me to see her, and then she would go to my house and start like offending me and not even knowing or being open to receive anything that I'm trying to give her. Like, she doesn't even know me. Like, she doesn't know the real me, because I spent most of my time just trying to deny all the accusations that she would bring in against me. I actually had to tell these people on a daily basis, you know, I'm a human being and I actually have feelings. Like, I also have needs. Like, I also, like, when you say things and you treat me a certain way, that affects me. The more the time goes by and the more that you keep doing that, the weaker I am and the less that I have to give. At some point, I'll reach to a stage where there's nothing else left of me to give. Like, it's a matter of survival for me at this point. So if you don't have mental health, you don't have a good quality of life. You cannot keep a job, you're not gonna be a good parent, you're not gonna be a happy person to spend days with. And I'm so young, like, I'm 37 years old. Like, it's too late for me to give up on my life. There's like so much more for me to do, and I got so much more to give. Like, I'm not gonna get stuck in this situation forever just because somebody's mean to me. Meanwhile, all the institutions that I reached out for help were like dismissing my case because, oh, there's no physical violence, there's no drugs, there's no blood, there's no guns. So it's not their case, it's not for them. As if violence is only physical. Like, what happens to emotional violence? Whoever's had to deal with that knows that that's worse. That's the worst thing somebody can do to you. Gaslighting, the gaslighting, somebody denying you your humanity, somebody diminishing any of your feelings and any of your needs, always blaming you, turning it around against you and saying, oh, so you're sad, so that's because something's wrong with you. Oh, you're sad, well, stop being so sensitive. I didn't do anything. You made me do it. It was just too much. And this man was asking to gain full custody of our daughter so that I wouldn't be a part of their life. So yeah, you know, objectively speaking, that sounds really bad, but like subjectively speaking, it's like, bro, you don't want me to stay here and live this nightmare that you put me into? All right, cool, I'll leave. I got better things to do. You want to be a full-time single parent to a girl that's her mom's daughter, right? So she has a lot of energy. She's very smart. She has very many interests, and she's just like observant. So she sees things. Oh, you want to deal with that by yourself? I don't know how you're going to deal with someone you don't even know, because she's just like me. So if you dealt with me the way that you did, how are you going to deal with that girl? She's not an object, she's not a robot, she's a human being. Everybody needs their mom. Like, no matter what your mom is like, you still have a need for your mom. That's part of your identity. It's like 50% of your everything, especially when you're young. I mean, always in life, and you know, even when you're an adult, those relationships with our parents shape us so much. So, okay, fine. The whole point is that he started the court case accusing me of being abusive to my daughter, abandoning her, which is ridiculous, because it's like, you don't let me see her and then I go away and now you're saying I abandoned her. Like, how does that add up? But the point is that, like, he was not making a lot of sense and he was accusing me of things that make no sense. And instead of me focusing on raising my child, now I have to, after 9 years of torture, still focus on a court case, find ways to defend myself from being accused of being abusive while I'm the one who's been abused. So just talking about it is triggering to me. It's like reliving that trauma over and over and over again. So instead of indulging the gentleman with going to court and defending myself and just, you know, kind of like dancing to the rhythm of his drum, so he can go and accuse me of anything, and I'm gonna dedicate my whole, mind you, like defending yourself in court is like, you gotta find a really good lawyer. You gotta spend a lot of money to pay a lawyer in the United States to defend you in the family court and domestic violence court. I don't have that kind of money. What, my family is supposed to sell everything they have so they could go and fight some asshole in court who is claiming lies? I'm supposed to deny lies? I don't have time for that. You want to be a sole custody parent? By all means do it. How long do you think it's gonna last until that little girl asks about her mom? Until she picks up the phone and calls mom and asks, where are you at? And why are you not here? A fucking mess. The situation is a mess. But I'm walking down the street and some of these trees that I don't know, lipa, I don't know how to say it in English, it's flowered and it smells so good. And after 9 years, I'm finally free to be myself. Like, my whole existence is not trying to deny someone's lies about me. Y'all, I feel so good. I feel so liberated. And I hope somebody listening to this is gonna find encouragement in this. Because everybody wants to judge us moms, but I don't feel not an ounce of shame. I'm actually proud for being so strong and wise.
One question that I hate is when, like, random people or, like, people I don't know, or, you know, if you're out somewhere and people are like, how many kids do you have? And you're like, you know, like, how do you answer that? Because if you say how many kids you have, they're gonna ask you, like, oh, okay, well, where are they? Do they live with you? Like, and then you're gonna have to go into this whole spiel about how you don't have custody of them, and then you're gonna have to wait to see what their reaction is. Usually to your face it's some kind of fake reaction, like, oh, damn. And then they, you know, turn around. So it's just like, it's a loaded question. I don't know. I jump back and forth between how I answer it. So I'm just wondering, like, how do y'all answer it? The people who are in the same situation as me, like, I'm just curious.
Okay, if you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. I hope you really heard these women's stories and you know, tried to listen without a lens of judgment. But really quickly, unrelated, do you prefer the background I had in the beginning of the video where it was blurred, or no blurring at all? Let me know. If you made it this far, it means you actually watched the whole thing. You actually give a damn. Thank you for being here this long and hear me rant. I understand that the norm is, you're a mother, you know, your motherly instincts are supposed to kick in. You're supposed to care for your child, care for your man, you know, give. The minute you say enough is enough and I'm tired, clearly there's a problem. Okay, men have a problem with that, and they don't want to see you just going on about your life the way they've been doing for centuries, where they give those full tasks to the woman and they go on living their lives, right? It's been fed to them by society, by the world, that, oh, all they have to do is protect and provide, and they barely fucking do that, right? And the jobs that women have had increased, okay, because they are lacking in their own jobs. We have to pick up the slacks, meaning we're doing what we've been doing, taking care of the child, taking care of them, and now we have to, like, work, we have to, like, do all these extra things. We're picking up their slacks, right? And then they proceed to blame women, saying that, oh, well, as a single parent, you're not doing your job. You can't raise a boy. Can you raise a boy? You can't raise a boy into a man. But why are you leaving the household? Why are you leaving it up to me to raise? Why are you creating a broken home in the first place? Take accountability, sir. They love saying that they're protectors and providers, they're leaders, right? They love saying that they're leaders, yet what are the characteristics of a leader? Why is it that being a mother or being a wife in general, like when you look at what it takes to do all of those things, being a mother, the type of self-discipline that it takes, the motivation that it takes, the self-discipline, the authority you're supposed to have, all those things are characteristics of a leader, and most men don't have any of that. So I understand, I get it, because when it comes to the kids, it's like, damn, I really feel for the kids, because I mean, now they're hearing their parents saying that I don't want you. I don't want you. Your mother can have you, or your daddy can have you. I don't want to do this anymore. You're a burden to me. I get it. The child is now listening to those things, and it's disheartening. I get that. But we have to normalize women doing their part, and also women choosing themselves, because if I'm doing my part and I'm giving my all, and you're shitting on it, you're not doing your best, and you get to shit on what I'm doing, at a point, it has to stop. It has to stop. And I'm just happy, I'm grateful, okay, that I'm seeing this in my lifetime. In my lifetime, oh, I'm seeing this happening. Women choosing themselves. I love it. I love it. Thank you for making it this one to the video. Let me know your thoughts. I know majority of you women will not agree, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Of course, acknowledge the kids, acknowledge the women as a person, and then acknowledge her as a mother. I want to hear your full on thoughts. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next one.